goes
Right.
away. You just try harder, and it goes away. If you don't eat a quart of ice cream for dessert and walk around the block a few times, you lose the weight.
And when you're younger, that you do.
When you're younger, that happens. But you get older, and your testosterone drops, and other things, your metabolism drops. Then
That's a big key right there. Is your metabolism slows down, and your digestive system slows down.
Mm-hmm.
And if you eat a big meal, it just stays with you all day.
Well, that happens. And then, as with you, your friends start to die. The dream job in the titty bar where you see naked ladies all day, they fire your ass. Okay? It's just one kick in the nuts after another.
Yeah.
And if you
that's how I described it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you think, when the fuck is it going to stop?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't do something to address it, you take everything, you move to Montana, and you fall off the face of the earth. That's what happened to you.
Correct. It's what had to happen.
But kudos to you for recognizing it and riding the ship, because what would have happened if you didn't?
Well, it just took, you see, the embarrassing part about it, though, for me, is it took so damn long for me to figure it out.
Mm.
You know, I thought shit was just going to happen. I was going to be depressed for a while, and then I was going to get another job, and
life would be good again.
Yeah. You know?
You lose the weight, you get a great job, you're healthy again, and life is good again. But it just wasn't happening.
Correct. Because I didn't have the energy also, because now I don't have insurance and I'm off the testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
Now my testosterone level is falling. My depression is rising. My weight is rising. And, it was tough getting out of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even when I was in Montana for the first year, I was, I'm going to say, pretty severely depressed, just because I was, kind of alone up there. And
well, you moved up there with a buddy. Why didn't the buddy help out?
He worked a lot. He just worked a lot. And great guy.
Uh-huh.
He's just not really have a whole lot of experience with,
had his own life, own set of problems.
Mm-hmm. He had a problem child that he dealt a lot with.
There's 24 hours in a day, and
he did what he could, though. Don't get me
sure,
wrong.
Right, right.
I mean, for what he knew to do.
Right.
He was no Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
He didn't know the magic words to use, or
sure, he was just a dude,
or have the resources to help me.
Uh-huh.
He just made suggestions. Oh, you need to go down to this is where the doctors are. This is where the hospital is, because he had been there for a couple of years.
Okay. And you, interestingly enough, you worked at FedEx, but you worked. Was that the first job you had when you moved up there?
No, the first job I was a meat cutter in a organic grocery store.
Okay, and then you got on at FedEx.
Correct.
Which is interesting, because that's once upon a time you were a IT guy.
Correct.
So you went from IT guy to forklift operator.
Correct.
So a lot of times the guy's the forklift operator. He loses his job, and he goes to school and becomes an IT guy. You went the other route.
Correct. Actually, what got me into IT was I worked as a meat cutter in a grocery store, and then Kroger sold out. Mm-hmm. And then that's when I went back to school and got the job in IT.
Which is the way most people did it.
Correct. Well, comes to find out that FedEx people make more money than all of those people put together. So
it's funny you say that, because that's what a lot of people don't understand. I mean, skilled labor, physical labor, jobs where you have to actually work hard. So at the end of the day, you're physically tired. Your ass isn't just tired for sitting in a chair. Those jobs can pay pretty doggone well.
Correct. The reason we get paid well is because we're FedEx Freight, and it's a little more. We don't handle the packages that you get delivered to your house. We handle just simply business
the
freight.
LTLs.
Correct.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I'm glad you said that, because I still don't know what that means yet.
Less than a truckload. LTL, less than truckload. And that's the old. Isn't FedEx the old roadway?
Yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I forgot what we were talking about.
We're talking about going from IT
from IT
to a warehouse job.
Yeah. FedEx is actually the best company that I've ever worked for as far as the way they treat their employees. Even the union jobs that I've had, and there is no union at FedEx, but I've really enjoyed my time there, and they've treated me pretty well.
And your health right now?
Correct. I haven't found a doctor since I've been home. I haven't had much time. I made a couple calls last week, but I need to get to a doctor to find out what my GFR is.
Okay, yeah, they definitely. And you're taking your medication.
One of the days I remember.
No, what are you doing? I don't want you spiraling back down that. A month from now, I don't want to. Hey, guess what happened? They gave me back my job at the titty bar. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I won't take a job there unless it's a part-time job or a DJ job.
Maybe a recreational Saturday night or something.
Something like that. I'll tell you what, though. You know what DJs made in the strip club?
I have no idea.
On a Friday and Saturday night, our DJ would make between $800 and $1,000.
You're kidding.
Easily.
Why?
Well, you figure if there's 40 girls there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they get a cut.
They tip them out.
Oh, okay. The girls tip them out.
Whether they make a dime or not, usually. Yeah, the girls will tip them out at least 20.
So they can get their songs played.
Or whatever. It's just customary to tip out your bartenders, waitresses, and DJ.
Okay.
And then when they sell a suite or something like that, they make another $50. So if you sell 12 suites in a night, that's $600 just in suites.
A gal might sell 12 suites in a night.
40 girls might.
Wow. Okay, so they get a cut. They get a cut of all of them then.
Correct.
I see.
Yeah, it's incredible money for just playing music and telling some dirty jokes.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You've done a little bit of this and a whole lot of that in your life, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Whatever happened to the truck, by the way?
The bus?
Yeah, the bus.
I sold it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who owns that? Do you have any idea?
A guy named Rick, I believe. I think he's had a lot of problems with it, though.
Okay.
I sold it after the transmission went out on it.
Okay.
He replaced it, and I've been having a lot of problems with it. So I got out of that bus at a good time. But it was a nice bus.
It was.
Though.
It was fantastic.
For an older one, I got it at a good price, and I found out. At the time, I did not know this at the time, but I found out I was a Facebook marketing genius because what I did was I read the help files on Facebook for 2 weeks before I even joined Facebook. Mm-hmm. Just read, and I found out how, the best way to promote a business, the difference between a personal page and a business page. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't even know that. And I got all of my business off Facebook and just word around town. And I was booked every weekend.
Well, I guess your IT background kind of helped with that a little bit.
Yeah. I was voted the area's best wedding provider 1 year, I think 2014, 2015, and I hadn't done a wedding yet.
It's funny how that stuff works. The best of this and best of that.
I found out how to manipulate this election that they had online through the Missourian, and I ended up
what election online? Oh, the one for the best.
There was an online election for the best of each category.
How did you? Well, how did that happen? Tell me about it.
See, first of all, there was a couple different things I did that were all pretty kind of on the up and up. Mm-hmm. A lot of them. The only thing that really wasn't on the up and up was I took like the 50 email addresses or maybe 100 email addresses that I had in my contact list, and I used every one of those email addresses to vote every night. And then
So kind of stuff in the ballot box.
Correct.
Okay.
Just a little bit. A little bit. Okay. Where I got most of my votes is I did learn very quickly on Facebook how powerful likes can be on your business page.
You had mentioned that to me because I mentioned you once upon a time, like it on Facebook. Why does anyone give two shits about why you like it on Facebook?
Correct.
Why is that important?
Because as soon as someone likes it, them and all of their friends have the possibility of seeing you online. And whenever you put out a post, well, you know that at least those people are going to see that free advertisement, you know, no matter what the post is. And I acquired 2,100 likes in my first 6 months, which was just incredible.
And if those 2,100 likes that you got, if each of those had 100 friends,
correct,
that's 210,000.
Correct. And that is
people
exactly
are seeing
that.
That
is exactly what to look at it too.
Uh-huh.
And that is exactly the way I looked at it. And so I got all these likes, and so I would put out a post every night with a link right to the transportation part of this contest or this election, and I would just say, okay, guys, it's time to vote. Click here, and then click limo bus, and
you made it easy for them.
Correct. Click.
Yeah,
I'm
done.
voted for. So every night, a minimum of 2,100 people are seeing this, of which, you know, hell, if I get 100 of them, you know, to do it a night, every night.
That's 700 a week.
And I found out after it was open or over, the girl at the Missourian asked me, because I wasn't on the ballot at first.
They had to put you on it because you were eclipsing everybody.
Correct. I was getting write-in votes.
The Missourian, by the way, is a local newspaper in Franklin County.
Correct.
Okay.
And this girl asked me, she was, how did you do that? She was, you beat everybody by 10,000 votes. And actually telling you is you're the first person that I've actually told how I did it. Like I said, stuff in the ballot box wasn't quite ethical, but everything else was. I just made a link, and I could manipulate my people to. Well,
and let's be fair. It's not like stuffing the ballot box because it's like you know, people say, well, you know, so and so. The election was rigged. This isn't the presidential election or even a statewide election or even election for dog catcher. Okay, this is a beauty contest, for lack of a better word.
Right.
It's the same thing as you know, who's voted the best taco shop in town.
Correct.
Okay? In fact, I knew,
but I got free advertisement out of it.
Exactly. It cost you nothing. It cost you effort.
I started getting wedding jobs now instead of winery jobs,
which are more advantageous.
Correct.
Because everybody saves for a wedding and they got a bunch of money. Whereas a winery job, that's something that's done on a whim.
Right.
And you have less of a chance of somebody puking in your bus.
Correct. That was a big thing too, was you had to deal with less drunk people because of the weddings. The bride always made sure everyone stayed good.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
So I love doing weddings, and then that's when I started getting all these bachelorette parties, and I started going over to the strip clubs and ended up getting a job there. That's how
that's how they found out about you. Wow. Oh, and you were always, I mean, that's kind of how I guess you were probably kind of the designated driver for everybody anyway, because you don't drink.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll have a drink every now and then, but
for the most part, you
don't.
No.
It's
just not your thing. So you were the designated driver and got paid for it.
Correct. It was great because I got to be part of every party.
Sure.
I got a call one Saturday morning, and 18 young girls wanted me to pick them up in Kirkwood and take them to Beyonce.
Wow.
And they even had an extra ticket for me. But I did not go in. First of all, I really didn't know Beyonce that well.
Right.
One girl got in and said, "Oh, Dan, what's your favorite Beyonce song?" I said, "Whole Lot of Love."
Beyonce never covered that Led Zeppelin tune.
Correct. And I go, "Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's Led Zeppelin. I get them mixed up all the time." And she had no idea what I was talking about, and I was just cracking myself up.
Well, it's funny because music is so generational. There are people, I couldn't name you one Beyonce song. Because she's very talented. She's very popular. She's just not my thing.
Right.
Okay. But there are people, who was it? It was some millennial who was on a sports show, and he did not know who Led